Salam alaikum, and welcome to Garden Shed Mosque. We haven't done Garden Shed Mosque for a while, so I was going to talk about is King Charles the revert. After we heard he's going to give the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, a knighthood, and as he says, he wants to be a defender of the faith. Well, he's meant to be a defender of the faith of the Church of England, which is the Anglican Church. But he wants to be a defender of all faiths. That includes Islam. However, Islam is the faith that his God, or Allah, wants most of all, because he brought in Christianity, he brought in Judaism, but he also brought in Islam. And that is what will happen. It will be an Islamic country eventually, because as we see, the Prime Minister we have, Keir Starmer, he's rather an Islamic fan, and now we find King Charles is. And I did say it eventually become an Islamic state, and it'll be happening faster than ever. But events have happened in Syria. Wow, what has been going on? There you go. The Sunnis removed Assad, and we have our one of our mosque class here. And yes, Assad is gone, and Islamists have taken over. Yes, they are the Sunnis, and they've taken over Damascus. And so it's been interesting how we'll cope with Iran, which is more Shia. But at the end of the day, there's another country falling to Islam, and with Allah's goodwill, yes, it will continue, and will continue in the West. But what amuses me more so is the UN saying, well, you know, we should all live in peace and be nice. And yes, will we remember, Allah also promised that the soldiers of Islam will reap their rewards. Let's see where we are here. In Surah 48, 1821, where we find it. Give me a little bit here. 48. Yeah, I really should sort this out beforehand, but really it talks about the booty which the soldiers of Allah will get from Syria. Yes. And much more booty which they will take, and there is God exalted and mighty and wise. God has promised you much booty that you will take in the future, and has hastened for you this victory, and withheld the hands of people from you, that may be a sign for the believers, and that he may guide you to a straight path. And he promised other victories that you were so far unable to realise, which God has already encompassed, and ever is God over all things competent. And that is the message. And it's probably people, Islamists, thinking in the United Kingdom and in the West, in Canada, France, yes, they've done this, we can do this here. And with the liberalists and the political shirkers who are more interested in the political correctness, Islam can just walk over them. And as I say, it's coming shortly, so they can't get to the knighthood. Then who's to say he's not going to get PM next? Well, it does. Another by-election in the area, and once that he resigns as mayor and gets in, it's going to come. I predicted this a while back, but well, the knighthood thing's interesting, and no matter what this Conservative councillors there, I can't remember his name, has put a petition that makes the odds. I think the king's adamant that Sadiq Khan will get his knighthood. And it brings me on to the final thing, when Islam becomes a power. We have this Greg Wallace, who was a chef with a celebrity cookery chef. I don't really watch these things over there. But at the end of the day, from 13 or 14 years ago, some woman or other turns around and says he made some rude, smarty comments. And all of a sudden this guy's lost his job, lost his career, being hounded by the papers and everything. And there's another an interesting Muslim who made a lot of money and made a lot of news in the United Kingdom a while back, Mohammed Fayed. And remember, his son was going out with Princess Diana. Funny enough, the king's ex-wife, and she was mysteriously killed in a car crash with Al Fayed's son, which I think at the time was a bit in Blair's time. But there you go. Again, he's been accused. The father who's died, and just like another person who died a while back, a celebrity, women can come forward and say blah blah blah, and we get your compensation. And that's just to show women in the West are too much trouble. And we look at the Bible, the Torah, and you've got like Jezebel, and you've got Eve. Women cause trouble. Women are always meant there to cause trouble. And that's why they've got to be kept under control. That's why in Islam, they're kept in burqas, and they're kept in the house, and they're chaperoned by family, and kept away from causing trouble, kept away from politics, kept away from anything to do with a constitution. There's no women in Afghanistan or women in Iraq or Iran, you know, or even Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, which are more westernized. Women are not allowed to do anything in a political way, because at the end of the day, they cause trouble all the time and devastation. And for these poor guys, all right, they're not, well, Fayed was a Muslim, you know. But I mean, even this Greg Wallace, who, well, he's not a Muslim, but at the end of the day, I still feel sorry for him. Because at the end of the day, he was doing a job, and the women had turned round, and because they wanted some extra money, accused him of this, that, and the other. So this is one good thing about when Islam comes in. There'll be none of these women going around mouthing off and going around running about with decks and all on and saying this, that, and the other about men. They'll be kept in the Islamic way. They'll be looked after, but at the end of the day, they're there to bring up the children, look after the home. You know, that's what Allah's you know, role for women. And you go to Al-Nisa in Surah 4, and you know, it's at the end of the day, it's there to bring down rules and regulations that women should abide to, that Allah has given. So the men go out and, you know, and work to look after their wives and the children, and you know, to bring them up. So yeah, there it is. But as I say, this was originally going to be for the king being a revert, because at the end of the day, I think he's secretly Muslim. I wouldn't be surprised if he's at the end of the day, King Charles has actually renounced the Church of England, and because at the end of the day, he seems to be quite fond of Islam, which is just as well. So there you go. What's going to happen to Syria now? Goodness knows. And with the effects on Israel and the rest of the Middle East, everyone's got to just wait and see. But I can guarantee now the West should, the non-Muslims in the West should tremble with fear, because at the end of the day, I think it's ready to kick off big time in the West now, and there will be a takeover, you know. So, I mean, all the boats are coming over, the armies are building up, the ferries from there, and I guarantee there'll be more ferries from Calais coming over to the UK with their soldiers of Allah on there, ready to take over this country. And it'll happen surely quicker than we think now. So I say to the people, the non-Muslims and the Christians and the Jews, read the Quran, learn it, you know, become a revert, you know, and that's all it needs to do. And you know, follow Allah's path, and you will be safe. But anyway, that's up to you. But that's the Garden Shed Mosque for now. And remember, Christmas is coming. And, of course, at the end of the day, yes, it's a festive season. But as I say, there's nothing wrong with Christianity, because Allah brought Christianity into the world, as Allah brought in Judaism into the world. But remember, Islam is here as well. And that was the latest one he brought in. And that's what we should adhere to now. So, I make you another Garden Shed Mosque on Christmas Day. But please like my amusing channel if you want to turn to it. It's not halal but haram, where I go around trying out English dishes and giving some advice, because at the end of the day, alright, you know, you go to a takeaway, what's halal, what's haram? Who knows? Yes, some takeaways might not have sent animals to a haram abattoir, but at the end of the day, it's an interesting channel to watch, I think, and especially for reverts, because at the end of the day, they're not too sure, and maybe English or Westernized, so this is probably mainly to guide them rather than you know, born Islamists and born Muslims. But for now, thank you, and thank you for watching, and Bismillah, and see you soon. Bye for now.